Hey guys, this is Jason, JC316. It's been a little while since my last video, but I've been busy. Today I'm going to be showing y'all how to change the water pump on a 94 to '01 Dodge Ram with a 318. This probably works for any fuel injected 318 engine, Jeep, Dodge, whatever you want to use it for. Now, I've already got a lot of stuff out on it, and it was primarily because I was changing the power steering pump. And I found that my water pump is shot. So, if you're doing just the water pump, the first thing you're going to want to do is get the radiator and the fan shroud out of the way. Now, to get the radiator out, there's a bolt here and a bolt here that just holds the radiator in. You'll have to take the lower hose off, which will be right down here, and the upper hose off, and then the 4 fan shroud bolts will be here, 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 and here, and then the radiator will just lift out. You'll drain all your coolant and all that. So once that's out of the way, you can take the fan shroud out, and you'll have to take this piece off, and it's kind of hard to get loose, but once you get the fan shroud loose, it's got little bumps here that go right there, and you press this out, and then this will just pop out, and you can set it out of the way. Next thing you're going to have to do is take the fan clutch off, which is kind of a pain on this truck because they don't give you any bolts on the pulley, and the pulley is non-removable. So what I use is it's a chain wrench. You can get this down at AutoZone, wherever you want to go, your local auto parts. So yeah, you get this, and you wrap it around it, and then you take the fan shroud off, or you take the fan clutch out. And this is a right-hand thread. A lot of these are left-hand, but this one is left-hand thread, or right-hand thread. So now, you're going to have to get to the water pump, you got to take the AC, the alternator, and all this bracketry off, all through here. It's a major pain, and the primary reason for that is this stupid bypass hose right here. It goes up there and bolts into the engine, and I don't even know what it does. It decides to make my life miserable. So the first thing you're going to want to have to do once you get this far is take the AC compressor off. The AC compressor is 5 13mm bolts. I've already started taking these out. So as soon as you do that, you'll be able to just fold it back out of the way and put it somewhere over in here. You won't have to discharge your lines. So I'll be right back as soon as that's done. Okay, once you get that out of the way, the next thing you're going to want to do is take the alternator off. Now, to take the alternator off, obviously disconnect the battery. And then you're going to have, I believe that's a 14mm. Yes, 14mm bolt, top and bottom, and there's a nut on the back side right there. And as soon as you take that out, you can pull the bolts out, and the alternator will just move and set it out of the way. So I'll take that off, and I'll be right back. Alright, once the alternator's out of the way, now you're going to have to take this upper bracket loose. It's going to be 14mm bolts here, 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 there, and right here. And that whole bracket assembly should lift out. You may have to work it around this a little bit, but it'll lift out. And yeah, that should be all it takes to get that out. So I will return shortly. And I've almost got it loose. I just wanted to show you that there'll be a 13mm bolt here for the dipstick tube that you'll have to take loose. And then you'll have to take the heater pipe out of the water pump. And sometimes these things can be stuck, but mine came out pretty easy. Just gave it a little jiggle and pulled it right out. and that allows me access to this bolt. So, be right back. And one more addition, where the idler pulley would be, you take the idler pulley off and there's one more 14mm hiding right under it. So, once that one's out of the way, this should lift out. Okay, once that piece is out of the way, it's a cakewalk. Here's that bypass hose I was telling you about. I highly recommend that you change this hose and these crap lousy hose clamps out while you're in here. And if you can situate it in a way to where you can get at it later, you can take the water pump off without having to remove all this bracketry and everything. If you get that, it's a little more work, but it might be worth it for some people. So yeah, once that's out of the way, we disconnect the bolt here. That appears to be a Torx style bolt. And then here, and I'm sure there's a bunch underneath, and water pump will pop right off. And you'll want to disconnect the lower hose from it as well. I also highly recommend while you're in here to change your thermostat. The water pump's gone bad, thermostat's probably right behind it. It's 1,000 times easier to do it now than later. So I'll get the water pump off, and that actually should be the end of the video, because it's just 1, 2, 3, there's one right here, 4, and 5, 6, and then it looks like a T40 Torx bit right here, T35 or T40 Torx bit, and that ought to do it. So, thanks for watching. Good luck. Okay, so the video wasn't quite over yet. There was one more bolt right here that I didn't show you. This is a T47 Torx. And one other talking point I wanted to make note of is the bolts are going to be pretty rusty and gunked up. Now I've got a wire wheel that I'm going to go over these with and clean them up real good. But if you don't have that, use something like some sandpaper or a wire brush and just really go over them and make sure the threads especially are cleaned up before you reinstall them. This can throw off your torque readings big time. And also to change the thermostat, it's 2 13mm bolts, and this pops right off and thermostat pulls right out. Drop the new one in, you're good. So that should be all. Thanks for watching.